Hi guys, this is Meonmurder. Welcome to the 5th chapter of Allimir's adventures. If you enjoy this, leave a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoy it.
The Chronicles of Allimir, the Dowry of Fuerrta. Chapter 5. Ageneratus. The ringing in his ears was getting louder, shrill, piercing. The tomb walls began to close in. Allimir pushed his arms out as if to stop them caving in, spinning around to cover all angles. His mouth burnt with a taste of fire, his body numbing, eyes glazing. Losing his footing, Allimir fell to the tomb floor, clawing, scrambling desperately to try and fight the effects of the potion. Finally, Allimir passed from consciousness, his last thoughts filled with voices from his past. Filthy Inalu! That is his purpose! I will not let you go. Then darkness, silence. He's dead, you know, Tekar sneered with morose delectation. If the wolves, Goks, bandits, and Forsworn have not killed him, then the Hagravens will have for sure. Take that back, or feel my dagger in your gut, Fuerrta warned, removing the blade from its sheath. I'm only saying, Tekar continued, smiling. The dangers are many in Skyrim. Even I may find some difficulty in the task set by your father, he proclaimed with boasting pride. You would piss your pants and run home to your wet nurse without the backing of a large army behind you, you pompous son of a... Fuerrta was stopped short by the gentle touch of a hand upon her shoulder. Stay your dagger, daughter, her mother's voice spoke softly. But he... I know, her mother interrupted, placing her hand lovingly on Fuerrta's face, smiling. She turned to Tekar. If I knew what was good for me, I would leave now. Tekar looked at Fuerrta with hate in his eyes. What I say is the truth. He turned and walked away, kicking the ground like a scorned child. Fuerrta's mother, Farina, was high priestess to Ifra. Like Fuerrta, she was tall and slender in appearance, olive of skin, piercing green eyes, and heralded as the most beautiful of all elves across the entirety of Tamriel. Daughter to the then clan leader, Gryffindor, famed for his epic victory over the master necromancer Jarl, had been courted by many Bosmer hunters. Trinital finally victorious after returning first with her dowry. They were bonded soon after, Trinital then becoming clan leader. This is how it is with all Bosmer. The first daughter of the clan leader would dictate the next clan leader with whomever she bonded. This ensured that only the strongest and most worthy would lead each clan. You must remember your position, Fuerrta, Farina explained. Daughter of the clan leader cannot be seen to be getting involved in petty squabbles. But, Farina interrupted again, no, Fuerrta, there are no buts. The position you hold demands your conduct yourself in a certain manner. Yes, mother, Fuerrta said sadly, head bowed in submission. You love him, don't you? Farina asked sympathetically. Tekar, you are joking, I hope, mother, Fuerrta scoffed. No, foolish child. Allimir, the Inalu. Allimir opened his eyes, although darkness was still upon him. A muffled voice spoke. Allimir, unable to make out the words, a dark shape began to emerge, standing above him. Elf! The voice became clearer, Allimir's eyes clearing. Elf! The voice shouted this time. If you lay there too long, be some desperate creature's meal, and looking at you, they'd have to be desperate. Allimir sat upright, shaking his head to clear the confusion. That's right, the voice came again. Wakey, wakey time. Allimir looked up at the figure standing above him, a Nord, fair of skin, with a long braid of almost white hair slung over his shoulder. He was wearing heavy Nordic armour, symbols etched into his breastplate, golden tassels cascading from the clasps on his cloak, which was deep, blood-like red. The Nord stretched out his arm, offering Allimir his hand, and mocked. "Get up, don't get up, but let me know which before death takes me from old age." Allimir stretched up his arm and accepted his hand, pulling himself upright. "Anon, son of Algot, my sleepy friend, I am at your service." A big smile spread across Anon's face, and he pulled Allimir towards him, embracing him heartily. "By the looks of that hag-raven, you've had some fun here. What brings you this far north, Sleepy?" Anon inquired. Allimir, still a little groggy, puffed up his chest and spoke with importance and purpose. "My name is Allimir, son of Brulom, and I am on a quest to win the hand of my love." "A noble quest, my friend," Anon said with respect. "And what is your need of a hag-raven?" Allimir looked down at the hag-raven, an empty potion bottle laying at its side. He moved his hands to his face tentatively, feeling for the familiar scar that had haunted him his entire life. Nothing. Smooth, unblemished skin was all he could feel. "What do you see?" Allimir asked Anon with excited urgency. "Did you hit your head, elf?" was Anon's reply. Allimir asked again, this time with more purpose in his voice. "What did you see?" Anon looked at Allimir, examining his features closely. "A Bosmer elf?" questioned Anon, wondering if this was some sort of test. "One that has either bumped his head a little too hard or been drinking way too much Nordic ale." A smile began to spread on Allimir's now scar-free mouth. It worked! It worked! Praise Ifrit, it worked! Allimir lunged towards Anon, startling him, wrapping his arms around him and jumping up and down excitedly. "Yay, it worked," Anon spoke, a look of utter confusion on his face and a little fear in his eyes. Suddenly, a noise from the tomb room entrance stopped the celebrations. Allimir spun around, only to see a forsworn archer releasing an arrow from his bow. All around Allimir time slowed. Every detail, every second, every sound, every sense became heightened. The arrow seemed to move in slow motion towards them, almost hanging in the dank air of the tomb room. "What in Ifra's name is happening now?" thought Allimir. As the arrow reached him, Allimir stepped aside, swiping the arrow from the air. He looked at Anon, his face twisted in terror at his impending doom. Twisting the arrow around, Allimir threw it back towards a forsworn archer. Almost as soon as he had, time returned to its rightful speed, and it struck the forsworn with such force it lifted him from his feet and flung him from the tomb room entrance. Something else had happened to Allimir after consuming Ageneratus. Not only had he removed the curse of Inalu, he had gained something unknown, something powerful. Whether this power came from dark or light, only time would tell. Looking at each other, utterly bemused, Anon raised his eyebrows, purveying the situation, and spoke. "Remind me not to anger you, Allimir the Sleepy."